don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Alright, He Who Fights with Monsters, Book 5. Now, one of the things that I've heard most about this series, I didn't bring it up in the last book, but the author really does kind of run the story into the ground anytime he starts bringing up his political understanding, which is very lax, I gotta say. Not very understanding of much. It's very limited, so when someone who doesn't know much starts throwing opinions around, and I get it, it's fine. It's fine. Everyone has their own opinions, own understandings, own rationalizations as to what's going on in the world. So it's fine. I can go past that. But it was just like every time he brought it up, I'm just like, really? It makes me feel like the character who I've grown to really care about is rather dumb. For someone who's such a socialist to be a capitalist doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't know. Is just very, very backwards, and I hate it. I hate it when people bring their own political beliefs into stories or into the main characters. They can happen in the story as it's going on around them, but having a character actually spew nonsense of things they don't understand is something else entirely. So every time the character opened his mouth, his intelligence drops by like 50 IQ points because he's just sounding like a hick who doesn't understand what's going on in the world. Especially when he's talking about aspects of politics that aren't even his government. So it was just one thing like that. It's just like, oh, you clearly have no idea, man. You clearly have no idea. It's not an issue. It's not an issue, but yeah, that's... Because after I went through this book, I was reading comments, and I noticed, like, yeah, a lot of people have issues with this. They really feel like he ran the story into the ground just because of it. I can see that. I can understand why you never have a main character spouting nonsense. You can have a side character doing it. It doesn't, because we don't relate with the side character. Here, I was relating with the main character, who I just want to slap because he's being such a moron. It's just like, shut your mouth. Don't bring up stuff like that. It's offensive. Yeah, if I was the side character, I could say that. The main character can't say that. So, the author doesn't seem to grasp that understanding. He just wants to get his political views out there, and it's fine. It's fine, but it's not fine at the same time. Know your audience, and also know that you don't have a main character spewing nonsense. You don't. You can't. Yeah. So, yeah, this one, he's basically dealing with America. He's dealing with China. He's trying to get the world to fall in line because he knows the world's going to fall apart, yet he refuses to tell everyone how or why. And agreeably, I believe greed would take over and everyone would scavenge for the one singular piece, because as the magic, the grid falls apart, and then as they put the grid back up, massive pieces of magic are going to be discovered. And everyone's going to fight for it because everyone wants to have the most. Everyone wants the most nuclear warheads. Yeah, what is it? What's it called? Where you have enough power to basically protect yourself. There's a term for it. There's a term, mutual insured destruction, something like that. I know that's not the right term, but it is a term used for like everyone having warheads and nukes and things like that. So yeah. The political aspect he was going for was really just lost and half understood. So it's like you shouldn't be saying things you don't understand. That's the biggest issue. Other than that, the story was still excellent. Everything still seemed good. Yeah. It really is, because now that I'm thinking about it, it really is, because he was just lumping everyone in as a whole. Even when he himself, like in the other books, he said, oh, I don't like groups. I hate groups. I hate any kind of group. I always say, I hate people, love the individual. That's always what I say. And here, he's talking about literally the same thing, but then he's lumping everyone in a group. He's talking about America as a whole. He's talking about China as a whole. He's talking about, and it's just like, this guy who seems so smart is starting to seem like a complete moron. So, it's... Oh, I shouldn't have started this way. I shouldn't have started this way, because it's a good book. It's a good book. Just try to choke back your bile as you're going through those political little segments as he starts spouting nonsense. Yeah, I doubt the author will ever see this, but you definitely got to pay attention to who's saying that stuff, Make it a side character. Make it another character off to the side. A character who's saying that, that they don't care for groups, but they do care for like the individual person. They shouldn't be making claims about groups of people. They shouldn't. It's just not what should be done. If they do it in a joking manner, yes, but not a serious manner the way you've been doing it. Oh. Yeah, He Who Fights with Monsters, book 5. It is a good book. It is a good book. But yeah, it gets lost in politics. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.